Now, name, business, and your social media handles.
Okay, my name, everyone calls me Kai, but my name is Kyla Valdez. A lot of people don't know that. I'm right here from Richmond, Virginia. My social media handle is Olive Kai. That's OLIVE.KAI. And my business is I am the marketing manager for Legacy Band here in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm the lead singer. So, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, don't forget that lead singer part because
I'm the lead singer,
you
yes.
tear a house down. Okay. Look, now, how long have you been in this field?
Whew. So, me and my business partner, we started the band about 4 years ago, and it basically started with three people, just doing nightly gigs. I'm at a business, a black-owned business here that, was really flourishing at the time, Loft 17, and two actually Virginia Union alumni, Tamika and Sean. They gave us an opportunity to play there, so we started out doing like Thursday nights, and we started with three people, and now we are collectively 8-member band. So it's just that first day, and it's just been nonstop since then. So it's been
Absolutely.
a good thing.
Now, what brought you to this field, and how did you know this is what I always want to do? I mean, and talk about the time singing at Union, because
Right. Right. So for me, going to Union, I would do like little pop-ups if they had like a talent show or anything like that. A lot of people would just be like, yo, Kai, just go up there and sing a couple songs. So I kind of started doing that there. And then I think at the time, Union, they tried to like build a band because we didn't have a music department at the time. So they tried to kind of incorporate like a band. And then after that, I kind of liked how everything just sounded so live and put together. So then after that, I ran into my business partner, and we played in the same band because I was singing in two bands. I was singing with Plunky and Oneness, and then I was singing with High Definition Band, which is another band here in Richmond. And we got together, and it was just more so like, hey, well, we could just create this. Like we can just branch off, figure something out, and just kind of put it together. So honestly, I think that the whole band manifestation came about just because I think it's in our blood. Like I think for me, my father's a musician, so I kind of probably already knew that music was going to do that. So yeah, that's just how my life is kind of set up.
if you're not working, what would be a typical day for you? Hobbies or your guilty pleasures? So let's do like pre-quarantine and then quarantine.
Okay. Pre-quarantine, I'm kind of a loner, so I go on dates by myself all the time. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like I will go anywhere by myself. Like I will go to the movies. I will book like the best seat in the movie theater. I'll go have dinner by myself. And this was, pre-quarantine.
Yeah.
Now that we've been quarantined, honestly, I have been watching Baldwin Hills. Kind of weird. I know. I've watched like every little old school series that kind of just like had me hooked back then. So I've just been going back looking at how the times have changed, like the clothing, the music, like it just is weird like how reality TV has shifted so
Yeah.
much. So I just try to like go back and just look at stuff like that and comparison. But that's really what I've been doing, honestly. And trying to write a little more. I've always been kind of insecure about writing.
Mhm.
It's just always a thing for me. But I've been trying to literally just pick the pen up, write some stuff down, and not throw it away. Because usually oh, that doesn't work. But lately, I've just been trying not to cross stuff out and throw anything away. So
Okay.
that's what I've been doing, honestly.
Well,
Right?
that's very refreshing.
Resetting is okay. Like I don't think that we should just push people to say that, if you haven't been doing something this long or if you haven't picked up a new hobby or something, I don't think that we as a people need any more pressure. We don't
Mhm.
need any more pressure to do anything more, to say anything more. We don't need any more influential pressure on trying to be more than we are right now. I don't think we need that pressure. I think we need love, support, and just balance. That's.
Now, what is your pet peeve?
uh, inconsistency.
Mhm.
Inconsistency. That's probably a pet peeve of mine because I think I I think I understand how it is to be inconsistent, and you have to get tired of something in yourself to make that a pet peeve of yours. Once you've kind of gotten over that, you always notice it everywhere else because you've struggled with it so much. So it's kind of like you're not trying to poke the fence, but you're like, I've seen that before because I do that. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think it's really inconsistency. Like I think that just people, we all have to be consistent somewhere in our life. It's not more so being productive. I'm talking about being consistent, like starting, practicing over and over again, repetition, like dedicating yourself to something. But inconsistency is the one thing that probably drives me up the wall, to be honest.
Now, when you wake up on days and you're just like, ugh, throw the whole day away.
Yeah.
We're good. What or who helps you put your cape back on?
Who helps me put my cape back on is my dad. I have like a safe haven in my living room, and it has his picture on it. It has my favorite crystals, my favorite smelling candle. It has all my favorite things. So I kind of just have a conversation with him, like, and unfortunately he's no longer here with us, but I think the best thing is that it kind of ignites the room. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like a personal conversation. So it's like I have plants. I have stuff that I see that's alive. Like as long as I can see stuff that's continuously alive, that gets me started. Like it helps me to see like growth is always an everlasting happening. So it's
exactly.
okay to say, hey, let me just restart this day, or you know what? I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna wash this off me real quick, and I'm gonna restart. You know what I mean? So I try to just catch it as soon as it like starts to fester. I'm like, nah, let me just start this over.
Now, what inspires you?
Oh man, what inspires me is sounds. Sounds inspire me. I like the collectiveness of sounds. So, not necessarily, honestly, instruments. Like lately, for the last 3 months, I've been listening to frequencies. So, a lot of people sometimes they struggle with sleep, and a lot of people I know incorporate maybe rain sounds. But I've been listening to frequency and doing like some research on what frequencies work for me. Actually, Janae Aiko, her whole entire album, the last album,
I
was
love.
based on every song was a frequency,
Mm-hmm.
so in my head I was like, oh my god, like I just kind of feel in my head I was just like, I can't believe that someone was able to construct an entire album off of these type of sounds. So I have that's what I've been like listening to and inspired by. And I mean, getting into hearing different like instruments too, like more horns. I've been listening to more pianos. I heard a xylophone the other day, like for the first time, and I remember I used to play xylophone. So just trying to hear different things. Like I'm trying to break any type of repetition of the same songs, same thing. So it's been pretty refreshing.
Absolutely. Now, what is your biggest influence?
My biggest influence is probably my mom, single black parent. Um, and I think for me, the reason why she is a big influence for me is because she um, she did so much. She kept me involved in so much when I was younger. Like I really did a lot of stuff. Like I played soccer for 6 years. I played tennis. I was on a swim team for like four. And I mean, it wasn't in any private programs. It was in Richmond based things. Like I went to the Boys and Girls Club. I became a mentor. I was mentoring kids when I was in middle school. Like, she had me traveling. Like I went and I did a tour of Virginia. I learned all the mountains. Like I went to Tennessee and went to Dollywood. So like she kept me so involved. Like I learned how to fly a kite and build a tent. Like, so I can't believe that she had that much time to take away from her own self to push so much into me, like to kind of plant some stuff into me. I mean, especially being a black woman and you are a single parent. Like, I think back then it probably was so shunned upon, you know what I mean? Like, you've had a child out of wedlock, you're raising a child by yourself and you're in a city, like it's hard,
Yeah.
so and I didn't come from, I was born and raised in Randolph Village. I came from everything Richmond that was provided. Essentially, I was able to, take advantage of that. So I'm just super, super honored and grateful to have her as a parent. Like I couldn't ask for anything more. So she's my goat.
Oh,
She's
I
my
love
goat.
it. What is your why?
My why is my why is because I feel like without music, I don't know if I would have a why. Like I don't know what I would do. Like I don't know what my other hobby or I don't know, guess life skill would be if it wasn't music. It would probably be writing more,
Mhm.
but my why is because it's needed. Like why not music? Why not heal? Why not this? Why can't I do this? I think it's a challenge for me. So it's like Why not write more, Kai? Why not sing more? Why not branch off? Why not drop an album? Why not? You know,
Yeah,
so all of those things play in my head consistently all the time. And it's like, you know, you have to go a little harder the next day. You know what I mean? So, and I'm learning how to be a little more gentle with myself with my why. So, yeah, I
that's the
think my
biggest
why
thing.
is actually on the other side of the why not. And I don't know why it takes so long for us to kind of see that. Like we touch things gently. We deal with people on gentle levels. We're so understanding, and I'm such an outpour. I'm an empath, so I'm like always under overly understanding. And then it's like when it comes to me, it's kind of like, well, you girl, you know better, or you do
You'll get
this
over
more.
it.
Like you'll get over it. Like don't think about that. You got too much stuff to do. You know, so I'm learning how to actually just stop and say, hey, that kind of affected you a little bit. Okay, so let's figure out why this was this way, or, you know, or what can we do to kind of get out of this funk or mind state, or what can you give back to yourself to make yourself feel better? So, yeah, I think my why is on the other side of why not.
Absolutely. Now, this is going to be a favorite one. What music is in rotation for you right now?
I've been listening to Thundercat. I love Thundercat. I love him. I just love him. I love Thundercat. I've been listening to Xavier Amon. God, see, I listen to a lot of indie artists, so
Yeah.
it's like nonstop for me. I mean, I'm just kind of over the whole. I think artists need,
Mhm.
they just need that recognition. So, I've been listening to Victoria Monet. Gosh, what else? I think I streamed Erica Badu like the other night, like the quarantine series. You know, big shout out to the mother. I love her.
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of live concerts, so that's what's been happening. I'll actually type in international festivals so I can see different artists that are in, like, the UK or Germany and stuff like that. And I kind of see what type of reaction they get from being over there, and American artists. So that's what I do. Yeah, that's my music thing.
I love it. Now, if you weren't in this field, what would that be? Maybe like your dreams as a child.
A journalist.
A
I wanted to
journalist.
be a journalist.
Were you a
When I
mass comm
actually,
major
no,
too?
I was an
Okay.
English major. And that's kind of crazy because I don't think when I got to college, I didn't know what journalism would represent on that aspect. And I didn't know that mass media would have been that, I guess. So when they didn't have a music department, I was like, well, I really like to write and I'm a reader. So what is never going to go away? And I was just like, oh my God, like English. So, and I became like English's like biggest fan and then worst critic because it was just so much. Like it was intense, So I read a lot, and uh it was tough. It was really, really tough because you're honestly, especially at a HBCU, when you have to, do a thesis or you have to do any type of project where you have to defend your thoughts against an entire department that already has the standards down pat, already knows where your lines will be as far as like that's incorrect. It's very, very hard. So I spend a lot of time just having to research more and having to listen a lot to different opinionated ideas and trying to dissect and apply them to different things. So that would probably be it. Maybe like mass comm, maybe like a radio personality or something like that. But I don't know. I thank God for music because ooh, child. I need to get me some more skills. I need to get a trade or something. I need something. So if y'all got some free classes, I know Harvard is giving them out, but child, I need some lessons or something because I
Well,
don't know.
let me know what you come up with. I'll support.
Yes.
We all have our social media and business handles, but what would your friends say about you that we may not know on the social media standpoint?
She's goofy. This girl is goofy. This girl is goofy. And Kai's always somewhere. That's probably what they would say. Kai's always on the move. I've seen Kai here. I've seen Kai there. Like, but I'm an only child. And I just found out I had two brothers, like, not too long ago. But me just navigating being an only child, I just am engulfed to do things without asking people. Like, I just kind of find my flow. You know what I mean? So it never surprised me when people was like, so what's the move? And I'm kind of like, well, I was planning on like, doing this, but I don't know, what you're into, but so I think that's probably what they would say. They would say Kai's goofy or she's always on the move for sure.
Now, if you could give advice to your younger self, maybe 10 years ago or so, what would that
it would be, girl, you are enough. You are so enough. That's exactly what I would tell myself. You are just so enough. And you are just so divinely, like, God took his time with you. Like, I would say that to myself, like, God took a really good fine look when he was creating you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually no room to second guess anything. Like, God specifically took his magic brush and created you this way. You are so much enough.
Imperfection.
Oh, you are so much enough. You're it. So I'm learning how to, like, I'll be hearing, like, some Jamaican people be like, bless up. I'm starting to bless up my life, myself, my spirit, my words, my intentions, my feelings, you know what I'm saying? So I would definitely tell my younger self that, girl, you are just beyond enough. Yeah, it's so sad that we have to reach the point of almost midpoint of our lives to feel like we are enough. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something that should be honestly reassured, if not from the public, from people that admire exactly who you are on a regular basis. I think everyone just needs it in any form, shape. Even on your job, you need it. You need the people that you work with, to reassure you that you are essential, not
Yeah.
essential personnel. You are essential to what they want. A good boss is good employees.
Mm-hmm.
So you need that reassurance from your boss to say, hey man, I see what you're doing. You are an all-star player and I appreciate you. So that's one thing I would say for sure.
I'm here for it. Now, last question. If you could give advice to other young women or people that want to be in this field, what would that be?
Learn all you can about it. I'm talking about, you need to learn how to be the CEO, the employee, the person that loses the job, the person that's get turned down, the person that gets another opportunity. You have to be all of those people. Like, for me, I think for me, with the whole marketing thing, I always try to not necessarily pick all my friends' brain, but I ask for advice. And then after that, I do the work. So I will learn how, I don't think a lot of people know, I don't know how to read music. So what I do is, all of my bandmates, they play instruments. So for me, I'm constantly, my ear is so sharp that I'm constantly hearing, hey, well, that's not that, that's this. This is a C note. It's actually one step down. You know what I mean? So now I'm having to literally tell myself, okay, so a step down is what? A note change. So what is that like? So I'm having to incorporate and learn more about that. I have to learn how to be tech savvy. I have to learn what colors are going to trigger. How busy can a flyer be? You know what I'm saying? What are times? Look at my insights on what I'm posting. So I think you have to learn every angle of what you want to do. So that's the best advice I probably can get. I mean, and just don't stop. Just don't stop. Don't stop.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to join us and to share your beautiful insight. Um, I guess after quarantine, do you have anything going on that you want to mention?
So right now we're slowly but surely starting to get our regular shows back lined up in a safe space for everyone to enjoy, because we are public. So we were thinking of doing a show on Juneteenth. So everyone can stay tuned for those details. They'll be dropping soon, hopefully. And once our first date comes up, it will probably be Untitled Wednesdays for all of our poets and people that love live, spoken word. We're probably going to get that up and running, and then we'll back to our, big stuff like Vagabond and Pop.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you to all the Black-owned businesses and honestly partners that have just kind of, continued to pour into us and allowed us to, still share some light and some wisdom. So definitely be giving you guys some details soon. And thank you again for having me. I think this is amazing. Thank
You
you.
are so welcome. It'll be up on YouTube sometime this week whenever I get past my laziness and edit the 3 videos from last week.
It's okay.
So still
It's all
showing
right.
houses. I be tired these days. I be so
Hey, listen, you a machine child. I got to give it up to you, sis. You gets it done, like, for real. If you doing a show in the house, it's a photo shoot, you getting it done. You talking to us. Listen, you got it.
look,
You got it. We are
I'm
so blessed
trying,
to have
but
your spirit.
thank you. I feel the same about you, fellow Unionites,
You
all those
already know
amazing
Virginia
things.
Union. Whoop, whoop.
It is, and I'm gonna scream Union till I die.
Hello?
If anyone out here that doesn't like that, follow me now.
Factual.
And I hope to see you soon.
Yes, yes, yes. Air hugs, and you have
Yeah.
a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much again.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.